Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grapevine Performing Arts Spring Recital called Suddenly Spring. My name is Amy. I'm the founder of Grapevine Performing Arts, and I tell you, this is my favorite day, Recital Day. It's the day that all of the hard work comes to fruition, and we get to celebrate everything that they have worked so hard to do. So the theme is Suddenly Spring because for some reason this year, and I mean, spring comes every year, it's not a surprise, but did anyone else have this feeling of like, you went to bed that night and it was winter and there was no leaves on the trees, and then you walked out the next day and all of a sudden there's the green leaves and there's the bluebonnets and you're like, what happened? It just suddenly spring. And I thought about that. It's just like a beautiful mystery and a revelation, because you never know when spring is going to come, but you do know it's going to come. And that's the way I feel about teaching piano. Like, I know that these students are going to get to their goals, but sometimes it feels like a mystery when we're going to get there. And the students can attest, like, when is this going to come together, Miss Amy? And I'm like, it will. We just have to keep at it. It's just like a garden. We have a garden in our backyard, and you have to, till the soil. You have to put the fertilizer in. You have to do a lot of mundane things that aren't very exciting. The exciting thing is picking the fruit. But the process is all needed to get to harvest something really worth having. And that is what we do at GPA every week. All those studios are truly tilling and cultivating lives, and it's just a joyful thing to watch the all of a suddens happen. Oh my goodness, you've achieved that, you've accomplished this, and you've put so much time and effort in, and you reach your goals. So that is our theme, and that's what we're celebrating. And I just want to celebrate you as parents, because you know a lot about cultivating, don't you? You have to put in the daily effort, the things that are unseen. But what you know is when you're faithful to love and discipline and train up a child in the way they will go, you pray, and then you know the promises, they will not depart from it when they're old. And I just see that these students, they have been training and they are wonderfully cultivated. And it's a big, I just want to applaud you for what you're doing, because it's a joy to work with them. All right, so usually I start the program with a song, but I'm going to wait and perform my song at the end because it's a special song I have written for today, and I think it will be more appropriate to close us with. And so I am just going to say, without further ado, I'm going to get Miss Libby Chang to come up here and introduce her wonderful students. Libby is my student. She's a junior at Coram Deo High School, and she's an apprentice teacher at Grapevine Performing Arts. And so when you reach a certain level of ability as a pianist or as a vocalist or as a guitarist, you can apply to be a part of our apprenticeship program, which means a lead teacher comes alongside you and shows you and coaches you how to now train others to do what you can do. And it's a great program, and Libby's done a great job. She has so many wonderful students ready to play today, and I'm going to let her introduce them. So here's Libby. Give her a round of applause.
Okay, first up, we have Miss Azalea, and she is going to be playing a classic that everybody knows, and it's Ode to Joy by Beethoven. Okay, next up we have Mila, and she's going to be playing I Just Can't Wait to Be King from The Lion King. Enjoy. Okay, next up we have Miss Claire Winchester, and she's going to be playing the Siamese cat song from Lady and the Tramp. Okay, next up we have Adelia, and she's going to be playing Believer by Imagine Dragons. Okay, next up we have Clara, and she's going to be playing Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. Okay, next up we have Julia Winchester, and she's going to be playing Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious from Mary Poppins. All right, last but certainly not least is Oliver, and he's going to be playing Golden Hour by Jake.
Thank you, Libby. What a job well done with these students. Let's give them all another round of applause. Wonderful job. I wanted to remind the parents, we have this first row available if you want to come up and record your student or take pictures during their time. You're more than welcome to use that. All right, our first performer for my group of students is Mr. Isaac Bourne, and he has chosen Let's Go Fly a Kite, and we're going to do this as a duet. All right, Madeline, come on over. This is Miss Madeline Neal, and she has chosen to play her walk-up song. She's a softball player, and she walks up to the Imperial March, but she's like, Miss Amy, I've got to do a Star Wars medley, and I said, let's do it. So she's going to play Star Wars medley for you, and you are going to love it. Let's go, Madeline. Thank you, Madeline. Our next performer is Mr. Rory Donnelly. Rory has been a wonderful student. He really enjoys the piano, and he plays baseball and does all the things. He has chosen to play the lovely Moonlight Sonata for us by Beethoven. Thank you, Rory. That was beautiful. Our next performer is Miss Scout Dennington, and Scout is going to be playing I See the Light from the movie Tangled. So lovely. Thank you, Scout. Our next performer is Porter Bourne. He has created a medley of Come Thou Fount with the Blue Danube Waltz. This is my favorite time signature and one of my very favorite hymns. So I just love this piece, and I know you will too. Here's Porter Bourne. Thank you, Porter. That was great. Our next performer is Mr. Reef Dennington. Reef is going to be playing Obla Dee, Obla Da by the Beatles. This is a toe tapper. I know you're going to enjoy this. Thank you, Reeve. That was great. Our next performer is Mr. Julian Matthews, and he is going to be playing, Nocturne. Okay, Chopin's Nocturne in E-flat. It is gorgeous, and I'm very thrilled with his choice. Here's Julian. Very beautiful. Thank you, Julian. That's wonderful. Our next performer is Miss Daisy Scott. Daisy goes to church here. We go to church together, and I just enjoy teaching her so much. She has chosen to play Mamma Mia, yes. And this is arranged by Francisco Perino, and I've had so much fun listening to her play this, and I know you will too. Mamma mia, that was good. Way to go, Daisy. I enjoyed that. Our next performer is Miss McKenna Williams, and she will be playing Dancing in the Moonlight. Thank you, McKenna. That was so much fun. Our next performer is Miss Corey Vassar, and Corey has chosen to play for us The Merry-Go-Round of Life by Joe Hisaishi, and it is just beautiful. I've enjoyed listening to her play this, and I know you will too. Thank you, Corey. All right, our next performer is Miss Libby Chang. Libby is going to be playing Defying Gravity from Wicked, and I know you'll know this one, and she is just loves this piece, and I love hearing her play it. Here's Defying Gravity. Thank you, Libby. As I said, we have sown some wonderful seeds at Grapevine Performing Arts in our studio, and you're seeing the fruit of it. It's just incredible. All these performers are just amazing. And now, without further ado, we're going to present my seniors for this year, and this is where I get out my Kleenex. These students I have had since they were 7 and 6. The first one is Cosette, and Cosette is a joy to sit with at the piano. And the reason she's a joy is because she just is happy about life. I've never had Cosette, even in her teenage angst, she's never come in like, oh, Miss Amy, like, this is so hard. She's always like, hey, Miss Amy, it's a great day. I mean, Cosette is just a happy, loves life. She is very conscientious of others. In fact, she is a student that started a food drive last year. She said, Miss Amy, what do you think about doing a food drive at Grapevine Performing Arts? And I was like, well, I'd love to do that. And I said, would you be in charge? She said, of course, I would do that. And so she started a food drive for us, and we've done that for 2 years. And she just, you didn't know I was going to talk about you, but yes, I'm going to talk about you a little bit. Because what I'm trying to highlight is it's much more than music. It's a relationship, and we have had a great run, Cosette and I, since you were in first grade. And now it's hard to believe. It's kind of like suddenly spring. All of a sudden, here we are, and she's 18, and she's going off to ACU next year, and it's going to have a fabulous life studying marketing and entrepreneurship, I think, and doing wonderful things. She's a soccer player. I could go on and on. But what I love most about Cosette is she loves Jesus with all her heart. She works hard at everything she does, and she just doesn't take life too seriously. She doesn't take it too seriously. She just has fun with it, and that is something I've learned from her, and I want to thank you for that, Cosette. You're a real joy in my life. And I'm looking forward to hearing her play now her last song for recital, and this is Vienna by Billy Joel. Our next performer is Mr. Lincoln Moore. Lincoln, come on up. Lincoln and I met when he was 7, and we've had a wonderful journey together. He makes me laugh probably more than any student that I know. He's very dry humor. I really like his humor, and we have a good time. Lincoln also is one of these guys that just wants to excel, and he really loves playing the piano. And I remember, I'm going to kind of lead this song is just so awesome because I remember when we learned the first part of the song, the Super Mario theme. And Lincoln loves games and he loves all the gaming music, and that's really been the majority of his repertoire is all the gaming music. And so he's taught me a lot about that. But so I said, well, what about the Super Mario theme? Because my kids love Super Mario. And he's like, yes, let's do it. And so I remember he worked and he worked and he worked. And we finally got to have that recital day. And it was just it was a glorious moment of just, you did the Super Mario theme and it was so exciting. And so that was in 5th grade. And here we are 7 years later from that. And he's like, Miss Amy, we got to do Gusty Garden Galaxy, which is also a Super Mario Koji Kondo piece. And I was like, super. And so he's like, he's learning it and he's just flying through it. I mean, it's amazing. Like the suddenlies of this is like you think, oh, it's going to take a good year or so to learn this. And he's ripped it out in a few months and it's just huge and glorious. And that's just a testament to how hard he has worked. So I said, well, you know what you've got to do, Lincoln, for the recital? He goes, what? I said, you got to play Super Mario from 5th grade, and then you got to show him Gusty Garden Galaxy. So this is our arrangement, and this covers literally 7 years of piano in one piece. Enjoy. Lincoln, take it away. So proud. These are really hard acts to follow. because they're all so wonderful, and they've far surpassed me in their gifts and talents, and it's just a joy to just watch all of y'all grow up. And as I was thinking about that, I just think about how suddenly it happened. And I know all of the parents in the room can say amen. Like, how did this happen? I don't know. It was like you were 7 years old and now you're 18. I don't understand that. But it's just been such a joy to watch them grow up and become the wonderful people that they are. And so what I thought I would do for the close of this is dedicate a song that I wrote this week called All of a Sudden. And I'm dedicating this to you, Cosette, and to you, Lincoln, because what I've enjoyed about piano teaching is the journey of knowing you both and knowing all of my students. And so I have a lot of memories of all of my students, and this song just tries to capture a little bit of my perspective of how I feel and what I've seen over the years. So this is for both of you as you go off into your senior year or off into the new world, and I'm just really thankful that I got to be a part of your journey for these years. Here you are standing before me today, a ball of excitement, all the first grade. Oh, your joy is contagious. You're bursting inside to play the piano and give it a try. And all of a sudden, you suddenly are a first-time performer, a bright morning star. Oh, the seed that was planted took root and broke through to suddenly reveal a beautiful you. All of a sudden, a few years go by, piano gets harder, it loses its shine, but the music keeps calling you. You can't deny the song in your heart must stretch out and fly. And all of a sudden, you suddenly are to fight for the joy in your heart. Oh, the seed that was planted grew deep.